Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CoculesNation. My name is CoculesNation Cocules. I'm the founder and the director of the Cocules Industry Spy Network and the CoculesNation. I'm going to be doing some shader testing for Minecraft Java Edition version 1.20.6. I'm using a remarkably optimized mod pack called Thunder. I'm on version 1.0.4 at the time. You can see in the background and Venom's Peaceful World because I am using Faithful Venom 32X, but I could just as easily add something like regular Faithful 32X, but I decided to use Faithful Venom because it has some of the nostalgic sounds that a lot of the old players have had. I will go ahead and take off my headset. Now, let's go ahead and go into my Doig test world, because I do have a test that I want to do. We have a few different shaders. I believe this in particular is the arc shader. This is the arc shader, and we're going to be doing some testing first. The thing on the left-hand side of your screen is actually going to be Mango HUD, and you can change that using something called G-Overlay. This is a Linux thing. I must disclose that, yes, I am going to be using this specific texture pack. I am also on Linux Mint 21.3 with a Ryzen 9 5900X and an RTX 3060 LHR. I am, of course, using one of the Zotac RTXs. Let's go ahead and get inside for the night because I do not see any light emitting off of these torches. That is a little strange to me, but we shall see how things go. Obviously, I will probably want to do something about that. I wonder why. Anyway, let's go ahead, get out here, and start with the testing process. We will start with the arc shader. Now, I will need to do some research on this, but thankfully I can have like little bits and bobs that I can edit into the video because I'm editing videos for the channel now. My editor had since left the channel to pursue other dreams and passions. But that said, this is the license for the shader, for the arc shader. We'll be doing this for all the shaders today. And I'm going to be doing like a simple little test. It's going to be a simple test to test out the shader, right? Over here, we have the inside of my house. I made just a simple little shack. Nothing special, just an L-shaped shack. More of a log cabin type shack, if anything. And yet we don't have any torchlight right now. I don't know the reason why I don't have torchlight. I'll need to get that fixed. Here we have some bamboo growing. That can cause a lot of lag. We are right around mid to high 60s. Let's go ahead and get inside the denseness of the birch forest because I built this in a birch forest. So, of course, it is a mass of birch trees. I think I'll find this one is pretty good. I can test this one pretty good here. 70 degrees C on the CPU side of things. GPU side is actually consuming quite a bit of draw. We are at right around mid 60s. We are using the centigrade temperature scale. Of course, we're going to use metric here. I do not know how to convert that to Fahrenheit off the top of my head. But yes, we have a mass of these trees. We are going down to 120. I must also disclose that I am at 160 for the frame cap, just so I don't cook my CPU, because that would be bad news. So I am doing whatever I can. So apart from the resource pack and the frame limiter, everything else is going to be the same, right? The only things that are going to be different, minus those, are going to be these shaders. Let's go into the water real quick and do this third test for the shader. The water is going to be green. We are what looks to be mid to high 70s, or just low, actually low to mid 70s on the CPU side. It is squeaking, that's for sure, probably because of OBS and the fact that I'm recording on the bottom right hand corner of your screen, at least my face. So there is that to keep in mind. These are all shaders, by the way, that are free software and that are designed with performance enhancement in mind. As with the next shader, which is going to be the potato, this is a shader without wind effects. The other shader, Arc, does have wind effects, and it's very subtle, but the wind effects are fine. Here, you have no wind effects. Instead, you have some beautiful looking water. And this is just on a potato. We are low 60s C on the GPU side and low 70s on the CPU side when recording my face in OBS, because I am recording the entire screen in OBS today. There's that too. Water, absolutely beautiful. This little tealish aqua sort of deal, like more of a cyan. It's a beautiful looking cyan. Let's go into the mass of trees. I think there's a better mass of trees that I could use. I could have used that other mass as well in order to test the capabilities of the CPU and the GPU while I'm recording, because I may go ahead and record a series sometime. So if I go into this mass of trees over here, yeah, things are definitely going very well. CPU is still at 70. That's fine. I do not know why I'm hitting the top of that. There we go. But yeah, not so bad. Is that birch? Looks like birch right over there. But we're gonna go back to my birch forest little log cabin. It's legitimately a log cabin inside of a birch forest. How befitting. Anyway, I will go ahead. I do not want to take any damage. I do have a couple of things in my inventory. I actually made an attempt at this last night at the time of recording, and yeah, I wasn't very satisfied with the results. Let's actually head inside here. I think I'll go ahead, place the wheat and the seeds inside that. But the house actually looks pretty good. We do have, I think, the lighting from the torches. I do not know exactly why the torches are not giving their light right now. It looks like they are, and that is fantastic. They are giving a nice lighting effect and whatnot. And I'm still in the 70s. I'm in like mid to high 50s, maybe low 60s on the GPU side. CPU is a cool, consistent 70 degrees centigrade. So there is that. We've also got some melons and pumpkins that I'm growing as well. Pretty sweet if you ask me. And the bamboo shouldn't be that bad either. If I go into the bamboo, we are at 70 degrees centigrade. I'll go right into here. And it looks like we are not going up above 70 C. Alright, that's not bad. Hey, Mango Hut's doing a really good job doing the local telemetry on the machine. No logs or anything like that, but it's just doing real-time telemetry on the machine. Let's go ahead to the next shader, and that's going to be Eben Resurrected Beta 1.9. Arc 15.2 and then 1.2. Here is Eben Resurrected. Now we are in quite the 70s territory. We are in low 70s right now, low to mid 70s on the CPU side. The wind effects are fantastic. The colors are going to be a bit weird, but that's because, if I'm not mistaken, I'm using the Reinhard. I think it's going to be color. We are what looks to be in the low to mid 70s, it looks like, centigrade on the CPU. We are mid to high 50s on the GPU side. If I go into the bamboo, I will get myself stuck into the bamboo. We are at 69, 70 C. Nice. There's the 69 in there, who cares? Let's go ahead, go into the water. The water is going to be a little strange because it is translucent, pretty much transparent at this point. But by the same token, yeah, not great. That's not so bad, right? Not so bad. I will go ahead, go to that other mass of trees, right the way over there. This mass of trees should help, especially with a whole butt ton of leaves in my face at once. If I get placed in a butt ton of leaves on my face. Here, I'll just leave it there for a second. But so far, so good. We are in the high 60s, low 70s, so that's actually really good stuff if you ask me. And we are in the high 50s, low 60s on the GPU side. Overall, pretty good. We are about 157 frames. We're not at the full 160, but we are at a pretty good amount. Again, I did some frame limiting myself, just so I don't cook my CPU. Even though it is very powerful, the cooler is actually underpowered for my CPU. That's kind of the reason why. Let's go ahead and have a couple of apples. Get inside of my house. Alright, we have a nice and warm glow here, which I do like. I'm gonna go ahead and set my picture mode to sRGB. So far, we're actually looking pretty good. right? 70C, 69C, mid to high 50s on the GPU side. Not too bad. We have the wave over here. We don't have waving plants right now. We have waving water, we have waving leaves, and he also has an option for waving grass. So the grass is waving, the trees are waving with their leaves. No plant waving though. I guess you want to save performance? I do not blame you. Next, we are going to be doing Makeup Ultrafast, which is a free software shader, licensed, I believe, under one of the GPL derivatives, either AGPL or LGPL. And this is a good looking shader. I will let this cool down a little bit. It is a nice and subtle effect. We do have waving crops. We have waving grass right over there. Waving leaves. I had a bit of a stutter there. And we even have waving water. Doesn't that look beautiful? Well, let's jump in. Jump in, see how things go. Water's fine. Nice and fine. It is a decent looking dark blue. I quite like that. And the waving water is really nice with the caustic effect that it has there. I seriously need to take care of my melons and pumpkins over here. It's starting to get a bit insane. Let's go ahead, get into the bamboo. I will actually go in through this way. If I go in this way, we are seeing 70C. We are in low 60s, low to mid 60s GPU. CPU is at 70C. Got a bit of power draw from that. Let's go ahead and get some leaves on top of my face. And yes, I am using a default skin because of the launcher I'm using called PolyMC. Poly as in Poly want a cracker. Let's get some leaves in my face. Because why not? I'll get some... Actually, this will give me a better chance to give me some leaves in my face. I will leave that be for now. Looks good. We are low to mid 60s on the GPU side. We are getting 60 to 70% GPU draw. And 70C. Okay, so we are staying at a cool, consistent 70 degrees C. 4% of the CPU being used. That's just a squeak. It's like barely letting out a squeak. 5%. Okay, that's not so bad. The sky is turning dark. We are getting into some dark times right now. That'll actually give me a good time to go inside of my house and let the torches give off their light. Because look at it. Beautiful, isn't it? A nice warm glow. If we take a look at the shader settings, we do have a couple of color schemes. I could do a lot of them, but I think I like using the Shoka color scheme. That's just personally my taste. If I go into custom colors, I could try to go for the Reinhard color set, but I'm not going to go for that because I don't know how everything works here. So we'll go ahead and just leave it be for the time. Now, I think I can go ahead and go to sleep, and then we can get the next shader set up. Alrighty, the next shader I will go ahead and bring in is going to be the mellow shader. There was another one of these, I think, right between Ebon and Makeup, that was COPPA shader. I do like COPPA shader, but it is quite resource intensive, and I wouldn't want to do anything with it. So I went ahead and got rid of that, and at the end was Solace shader, but I went ahead and got rid of that one too, because again, it's just too much on my, specifically my CPU. So here is the mellow shader, nice and mellow, a little bit of a wave, that's fine. Over here does not have waving crops, but that's okay. I think we have waving grass. Grass is not waving, and the water is also a little bit wavy as well. So really wavy leaves, wavy water. Speaking of, let's go into the water. Nice and deep blue. I like that deep of a blue. It's not like a deep indigo, almost amethyst color. One of the shaders does actually have an amethyst sort of color. If I go into the mellow shader, I have it set to the fabulous profile. Go all the way to fabulous. I should be fine with that. Post-processing, I got bloom. I got some bloom on. It's actually not so bad. But yeah, that should be fine for the time being. I'll just leave this be. We are looking at around low to mid 70s right now. Still going down. We are in like low to mid 60s for the GPU side. low to mid 70s for the CPU side. Let's go ahead and get some leaves in my face, as we will always do. I'll get some leaves in my face, so I'll need to find a good mass of trees. I'll find a different mass of trees, try to test this out. I think this mass, should be okay. Yes, that should be fine. Let the wave happen. We are hovering about 61, 62C on the GPU side, 71C, right around 70C or so on the CPU side, so that is not so bad. Now let's go ahead and get my face stuck into some bamboo. Man, look at that bamboo. It's insanity. Let's go ahead and get myself stuck in here. And as I do, we are about 70C CPU, 62C GPU. Not so bad. Peaked at 71, but I don't think that's going to be bad. Let's go ahead, head inside of my house. Let the light do its thing. Let the shader do its thing. Leave it here for just a second. We are at around 71C on the CPU side, 61 to 60C on the GPU side. Not bad if you ask me. Let's head back out and get the next shader set up, of which that's going to end up being the miniature shader. This is it. No, legit, this is the miniature shader. Miniature shader is really designed for low-end machines. It does do a couple of different things. If I do gimmicks, I've got like waxed blocks, glowing ores, dynamic light. I've got all this type of stuff here. I don't think it's so bad. It's actually pretty good. No waving leaves, no waving crops, no waving grass. We do have a little bit of a stagnant water though, but I think I could do something about that. It's going to be underwater if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I think the wave size, I can set that to 3. Minimum water texture, I could set that to 5. Make the water a bit bright, a little more blurry. Water opacity, make that a little opaque. Yes, I believe that's going to be it. Wave speed, I'll set that to 3. Wave size, I'll set that to 5. Maximum water texture or minimum water texture, set that to 6. With the water textures, they actually look pretty good. We are about 70C CPU side, 50 or 60C GPU side. Let's go ahead, get into the water. It's a nice deep indigo, especially if you go a little deeper. Yeah, it is a nice looking indigo, almost amethyst looking. I think it's almost a look of amethyst, but that's just my personal opinion. And from what I see on my monitor. Again, I'm using sRGB mode. Let's go ahead and get some bamboo stuck in my face. Once I get the bamboo stuck in my face, we are right around 70C CPU, 56 to 57C GPU. Not bad. Now, let's go ahead and get some leaves stuck on my face. I will get a couple of tree leaves on my face. Just rub them into my face to add insult to injury, to add salt to the wound. Let's go ahead and go into... I think this area should be good. Yeah, let's go ahead into this area. Nothing much there. We're actually right around low to mid 50s, probably mid 50s centigrade. On the GPU side, 70 centigrade. 69 to 70 centigrade on the CPU side. Not bad if you ask me. Let's go ahead, head back to my shack. I will go inside and let the light do its thing. Booyah! Let's head inside. Nice and bright inside here, but then again, it is probably because of the natural sunlight that is being let into the shack here. It's just an L-shaped European/American colonial style shack. Go ahead and have a couple more apples. I will need to get some more apples soon. But it's only because I'm just doing some very basic things. But yeah, not so bad. Again, we don't have anything we can do regarding the birch over there. So let's head to the next shader, of which is going to be Pixel Perfect. This is version 1.3.6 for content creators, specifically made for content creators to be really good with the YouTube compression. So here it is. But yes, I do have it quite warm and inviting despite using the Reinhardt tone map. We are roughly low to mid 70s centigrade CPU side here, 60 centigrade GPU side. Let's go ahead and get some bamboo stuck onto my face. Once I do, 61 centigrade from what I see on the GPU side, 70 centigrade on the CPU side. Of course, we are going to be right around 160 frames, almost fully 160 frames. That should be fine and dandy. Ah, here comes the rain. Yes, I believe this is bad news if you ask me. But that's fine. At least I can get 71 and 63 CPU and GPU respectively. Let's go ahead and head into the water. We do have the regular Minecraft water texture, but it is animated. It's an animated texture here. Go ahead, go inside. It's a nice deep blue, almost an indigo really, but I do like the blue that's being seen right over here. Go ahead, get right up to here. Let's get some bamboo stuck in my face. I think I've already done that. 72. Somewhat. Well, let's go inside. Go inside a warm and inviting atmosphere. Oh yeah. Nice and warm and inviting. I do like the saturation I've done on this. I believe if I go into colors, I have a vibrance, I think. I have this set over here. But if you don't like it, you can always change it. The settings in which I use for the shaders are going to be in a specified Codeberg repository that will be linked below for y'all's pleasure. Now, let's go ahead. Can I sleep? No, I cannot eat yet. That's fine. Let's go ahead, get out here, and do the next shader, of which is going to be the Simplicissimus shader. Ooh, this is going to be extremely interesting. Simplicissimus, yeah, not so bad. Right? I have a shadow map resolution of 1024. Simplicissimus is a very simple shader. We do have what looks to be crop waving. We've got waving leaves, waving saplings, waving grass. And I even don't see waving water. We don't have waving water, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and get some bamboo stuck into my face as I stay right around low to mid 70s centigrade on the CPU. Low to mid 60s GPU with 70% GPU draw. Here, we're about low to mid 70s, yada yada yada. We probably already know this. Let's go ahead, get some leaves stuck in my face with the rain, with the added rain. I probably should have had something done about that, but that's fine and dandy. Let's go right over here so I can get some leaves stuck in my face. And we are about 71 degrees centigrade on the CPU side, 64 degrees centigrade on the GPU side. I did go up a degree centigrade, but that is fine by me. We can go ahead, go down to here. Let's go into the water next, and then I'll go into the house. I believe I'm also using Reinhardt. This definitely looks like a really massive amethyst. It's like an amethyst color scheme in the water. Kind of strange, but probably because of how I have the color temperature set. Let's head inside here. Let the light do their thing. I cannot sleep yet. Dadgummit. That's fine. But yes, I believe this should be alright. We are right around low to mid 70s centigrade CPU. Low to mid 60s, probably up to mid 60s GPU. Not bad. So that's fine and dandy there. I believe we are in the second to last shader, which is going to be the Sky Gleam shader. This one is nice and dark. It's got some stormy conditions right now, but I believe that should be okay. We are at 72 to 73 degrees centigrade CPU side, 62 degrees centigrade GPU side. This game is quite CPU intensive, which is why the CPU temperatures are pretty high. We're going to go ahead and get some bamboo into my face. We are at 72 centigrade CPU, 62 centigrade GPU. Let's go ahead and get some leaves stuck onto my face. It is actually quite a dark shader though, so I may have to do some color correction in editing. Get these leaves stuck in my face. We do not have what looks to be waving leaves. There are no waving plants, no waving water, nothing, right? Nothing of that sort. I think I actually do have waving water. We didn't have waving water with Simplicissimus. Oh yeah, we do have waving water. And the caustics on that though. Dadgum. Nice. If I go inside here, you probably won't be able to see it, but it's a nice looking is nice looking blue, I will say. But it is dark, so I need to go ahead and actually sleep. I can finally sleep now. Oh yeah, and a warm, inviting light. I like that. A warm, inviting light. Go ahead, sleep the rain away, and we can do the water test again. Ooh, yes. Yes, this is gonna be nice. Nice stuff. Get inside the water. Nice aqua. A nice cyan indeed. Go ahead, get up here so I don't drown. Because that would be silly of me. And I believe that should be it. All while maintaining 70s and 60s on CPU and GPU side, respectively. I did not know what I was doing there. Let's go ahead and do the final shader for today, which is going to be the Skylex shader. Nice and bright as well. A little too bright for my liking, but I may be able to go ahead and do something about that. No, I won't be able to. With Skylex shader, this is basically what you get. You do get waving crops, you get waving leaves. I believe you get waving grasses. You don't get waving grass. That's interesting. Interesting decision there, guys. Or maybe... yeah, that's what I thought. The water, though, is absolutely beautiful, though it does have the original texture. They do have some caustic shenanigans, which I do like the caustics on that. But this is really looking like a deep blue, very deep blue, almost amethyst-like. There are a couple shaders that have an amethyst-looking water structure. That's fine by me. Get back up there. I can now go ahead and get some bamboo stuck into my face. So let's go ahead and do just that. Stick my face into some bamboo while I keep myself at 71 C. CPU side, 61 degrees C. GPU side. And we'll definitely need to get some more apples soon. I am down to one left. Let's go ahead and get some leaves stuck onto my face as well. I'll find that other massive clog of them. This clog over here I should be fine with. And as I stay here for about a second or two, we are at 71 degrees centigrade CPU side, 62 degrees centigrade GPU side. Again, Ryzen 9 5900X with a 3060, not bad. I actually debuted this combination of CPU and GPU when I played, I think it was Dust and Aliens actually on the channel. Let's go inside and let the light do its thing. It is nice and flippin' bright. Who doesn't like a nice and bright light like that? But I think during the nighttime, yeah, it is quite beautiful stuff. But I believe this to be based upon the Arc shader, if I'm not mistaken. But that is fine and dandy. We were right around 60s GPU side, like low to mid 70s CPU side, so we should be fine there. Go ahead and use Makeup Ultra Fast, and then I will go ahead and do this as the thumbnail. That's fine. That being said, I am out of time for today's video. Thank you, and good night.